Good afternoon. It's 2 o'clock. You continue to be with us here at CNN News 18. I'm Ridhima Bhatnagar. Our top focus are the raids that took place earlier in the day at the residence of Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. He's been charged by the CBI with criminal conspiracy in connection with the Delhi excise policy. He's been charged with violating the excise policy, lapses in policy implementation and giving undue benefit to license holders. Now, responding to this situation, Manish Sisodia has claimed that he is being harassed for doing good work. He also said that he will not be brought down by conspiracies. The Delhi Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, stood behind his deputy, saying that he's extremely proud of the work in the national capital, especially because he was featured on the front page of the New York Times on the 18th of August. Now, as per sources within the Enforcement Directorate, the ED will be asking for the CBI's FIR against Manish Sisodia, and the agency will be registering an ECIR, which is the version of an FIR, related to action against Manish Sisodia. This, of course, has also resulted into a political war of words between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. The Aam Aadmi Party reiterating that we expected this and this is just vendetta politics. Let me first bring in my colleague Rupashri Nanda, who's been tracking all these developments as far as reactions of the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. Now, Rupashri, two big questions that are being raised by the BJP at this point. One, for how long can you play this victim card? If there is nothing to hide, why don't you just cooperate with the investigation? And more importantly, as far as the role of the LG is concerned, that why was all of this passed without the LG being in the loop?
Well, quickly answering what Aam Aadmi Party spokespersons and the Chief Minister himself has said, Aam Aadmi Party, each one of those spokespersons, if you heard them from morning, have said that we are cooperating with the investigative agencies. In fact, the Chief Minister himself also said that we will cooperate with the agencies, let the CBI do its work. They have orders from above. And Saurav Bhardwaj, in fact, actually said that CBI is welcome. Even Manish Sisodia has welcomed the CBI raids. And essentially, all these leaders are trying to make the point that please come and please raid us. We have nothing to hide. That is the number one point. The number two point that you raised essentially is why was the LG not taken into consideration? Now, for that answer, I will have to go back to Manish Sisodia's press conference itself, which he held about 2 weeks back, in which he clearly detailed the entire chronology of the Delhi's excise policy. And he did say in that press conference that the draft excise policy was sent to the Lieutenant Governor time and again, at least twice, and it had also incorporated the suggestions that had come in from the Lieutenant Governor, and the Lieutenant Governor then was essentially Anil Baijal. Now, he has also said alleged in the press conference that just 2 days before the policy was to be implemented on the ground, the Lieutenant Governor changed his mind on allowing liquor shops to open in unauthorized areas, which in fact had been happening for the past 2 decades in Delhi. So that was a change for which the excise policy was not prepared for, and that is one of the biggest reasons which led to essentially loss of revenue for the government. It led to discontented liquor shop owners who then went to the court, and it also led to an uneven distribution of liquor shops in the national capital, which possibly resulted in cartelization of the liquor business, which essentially also meant that the liquor policy that was envisioned by the Aam Aadmi Party's government did not take off in the manner in which it had anticipated. And there were two cornerstones of the Aam Aadmi Party's liquor policy. Number one was that take the government out of the liquor business, give it entirely to private vendors, and number two, equitable distribution of the liquor vends across the national capital. Now, on the second count, actually, the policy completely failed. Now, the Lieutenant Governor actually gave his recommendations for a CBI probe on this issue based on the new Chief Secretary Naresh Kumar's appraisal of the entire liquor policy, and there has been a loss of revenue which has been acknowledged also by the government of Delhi, and there have been lapses which have also been acknowledged by the government of Delhi, and when the liquor policy actually was supposed to be terminated by the Aam Aadmi Party's own government, actually they went in for a month's extension because the government shops which had been closed were not in a position to open overnight and then distribute liquor across the national capital. And the current governor, V.K. Saxena, actually was forced to essentially give his nods to this new excise policy's extension for 1 month, because they did not want a law and order situation in the national capital. Last point I want to make, Ridhima, is regardless of what the Aam Aadmi Party claims of what the BJP is charging. Ultimately, Manish Sisodia's guilt or innocence is going to be proven in a court of law. And as the case stands now, it is a bit serious because he has been already named in the FIR.
Correct.
You have yourself said that the ED is also looking into it. So the Aam Aadmi Party, its top leadership, is essentially bracing for a long legal and political, political.
Correct. And they're already preparing a legal plan in the meantime as well. Rupashi, I'll just request you to stay on with us. Our other colleagues also now joining us. Akash is tracking all developments outside Manish Sisodia's residence. Rupashi is tracking reactions from the Aam Aadmi Party. Ananya Bhatnagar joining us on the broadcast. He's joining us from outside the LG's residence. Anvit is outside Anand Tiwari's residence, and my colleague Arunima joining us from our newsroom as well. Arunima, let me come to you first. These raids are not taking place not just in the national capital but other parts of the country as well. Allegations of quid pro quo. As far as private individuals are concerned, the allegations are that they could have been recipients as far as proceeds of crime are concerned. Just first talk to us about how many locations are being raided across the country and what are the allegations.
Yes, 21 locations across 7 states and union territories being raided. These include premises of 4 public servants, including Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia's residence here in Delhi. Other than that, raids are going on in Punjab, in Telangana, in Daman and Diu. These are places which are associated with the private individuals and their companies who are under the scanner right now. Now, this entire preliminary inquiry was carried out by the CBI after the Lieutenant Governor asked the CBI to look into allegations that the excise policy was created in a way that robbed the state exchequer of crores of rupees and benefited private individuals. The charges that BJP has levelled and the charges that have been forwarded to CBI include that in crucial meetings that were undertaken ahead of the excise policy's finalization, some of these private individuals were actually present with the government officials, and therefore they allege that this was part of a criminal conspiracy. There is also a Punjab angle which is being alleged. CBI so far has been very tight-lipped. They're carrying out these searches, looking for evidence in terms of paper trails, in terms of digital trail, and we're expecting by this evening we would know if the allegations made by the Bharatiya Janata Party are allegations that have found merit with the agency investigating.
True. Arunima, just stay on with us. I now want to